Okay, I want to make a quick video on how to repair your door panels on your Civics. So, this is my door panel, I already got it off. When you take it off, you always want to make sure you get all your clips and they stay with the door panel. So check your door after you pull this off. I'll show you how to put this back on, and you'll see as I put it on how you would take it off. Anyhow, what happens on my panels is this plastic, it's pretty old, and it cracks pretty easy. And so usually when I take it off, it usually breaks on me. So what I like to use is some epoxy. You just get this is 5-minute epoxy. Just pick it at Walmart for like $4. Get yourself a popsicle stick, and then I like to mix it on wax paper. And then what I'll do is, after you get it mixed up, is you'll just take the popsicle stick and kind of run it. And here's like there used to be a crack here. I repaired that. In this case, it cracked right up in here. So you just put it back. It stays in the position pretty good, but to keep the cracks from getting bigger, you just put the epoxy in there. So I've done this already, and it's already dry. So next part is just to put the car back together, and I'll show you that in a little bit. Next is your door panel, or your door, and I want to show you a little tip here. Duct tape is your friend when it comes to putting this vapor barrier on there. I don't know if that thing's there. I used to use RTV, and it works really good, but it's too strong. In that, if you do a lot of work, if you think you're going to go working in and out of your car, I like the duct tape because you can just peel it off, and you can always reapply it or put new duct tape on. It works really well. And there's your handle there. So actually, I'm just going to finish duct taping this back up, and I'll show you how this handle comes off, and then we'll start working on putting that panel back on. Alright, I'm going to try to put the door panel on now. And okay, a couple of things. It seems like if you lift the bottom out as far as you can, it makes it easier to drop this in there. When you look in there, it's just a little lip. I've rolled the window down. That seemed to help a little bit. And now when you come to the side here, you'll see your clips that you should have made sure stayed with your door panel. And you can, if you look in there, you'll see where the holes go to where these clips plug in. So you just want to make sure they line up, and that's how you know if you got your door correct. This metal tab is going to be way low because a piece I'll show you will fit on there, and then we're going to put a door panel, a handle cover there. And on this guy here is your windshield crank. There's a piece of like foam that goes in there. You just want to make sure that this goes through the foam, and you don't like get the foam all. It's like a foam tube. You just want to make sure it's going through there fine. And then I hung my stereo speakers out there, and I'll put my stereo speaker back in last probably. Anyway, so all I'm going to do now, I'll punch one on here on the camera so you can see it. Just going to push right there, and there it popped in. And so I'm going to go around. There's about 6 of those. And there's one up here, and this one always, I'll make sure that one gets in. So I'm just going to push that in right now, and then I'll come back. Okay, I'm going to put in this here first. I don't know if this is always going to be correct, but I just look at the writing on the bottom, because this has a bevel to it. So I put the bigger side in the back, so it kind of slants forward. So you just pop that in, get your screw, drop that down in there, and then you just use a screwdriver and put that in. It's okay, next we're going to put on the door handle cover. And this thing's kind of tricky, and always kind of forget how it goes. But if you look at your screws back there, they're kind of on the top, and this is on top. And the slit's going to go in the back, and the lock's going to go over there. The tricky part is you pull this out, It's even trickier with one hand. And spring loaded. So there you go. So you slide it through there, and you kind of twist it back. And that's the idea. Let's see here. I don't think, oh, there I got it. So there you go. So now it's in place. And let's see, here's my screw. So I'm just going to take a screwdriver and get it pulled open, and it's up top there, and just put the screw in there. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so we put in the handle there, got the latch cover on, and I'm going to put this on next. So first thing I want to show you is what I like to do is just place it on and roll my window up all the way, and then decide where you want your handle to be. And what I usually do is I just point them forward. So I'm going to attach it like that. Now here's how you attach it. Your handle has a clip. Here's the clip. It's real important that you make the clip so it points. Well, it's not real important. You could do it the other way, but you might as well stay consistent on it. I'm going to put the clip in like this, and I'll show you why in just a second. Well, I can show you now, I guess. So when you put the clip in, it's going to sit in there and lock. And when it comes time to come out, you can slide a rag in there and just pull towards the back, and you always know that these are facing the front, and it'll pop it right out. So that's how you take those out. But let me pause the camera and set the, all I'm going to do is slide this in here, and I'll show you what that looks like. So all I did was slide, there's two little slots in the top and the bottom, and you slide it in there, and you can see the center metal sticking out there. So now that that's like that, I'm just going to come over here and see if we can line this up. Kind of play with it a little bit. And there you go, I pushed it on. Because of the way those clips are, there's a groove. I should have showed you that groove in the little piece that this went on to. Now the clip's in there. And so if I want to take this out, you just take like a rag, or I got one over here, and you can just slide the rag right inside there, and it'll catch that clip, and then you just pull and it pops the clip out for you. And that's how you take those door handles off, or the windshield wiper deals off. Okay, next step in the process is you got 3 holes here, and the 3 outer ones are holding your door panel on, and then you have 3 smaller ones, and those hold your speakers. So I just have my screws there. Just gonna put the screws in each one in each hole, and then it's a Phillips screwdriver. And I'll just tighten that down. I'll show you when I get done. Okay, I put those 3 screws holding the panel on, and now I just hooked up my speaker. This depends on the model speaker you use and stuff like that. In my case, one of the connectors is smaller than the other, so it's easy to figure out. So next I'm just gonna place this in place and put the speaker screws in there. You're gonna need 2 hands for that, so I'll show you when I get to that point. Okay, and here's a tip. I like to start the top one, and then you can let the speaker hang a little bit, and that helps you align your bottom 2 screws, and then as you go along it gets easier. You get this one in, and then this one will line up for you. And when dealing with metal screws and plastic, you just want to snug things, so don't over tighten them. You just put it in until it stops, and just give it just a little bit of extra, but you don't want to definitely strip out plastic thread and holes. Those are hard to fix. So now if you look, there's a clip here, and I'm not sure, I think the other clip's there, but up here there's, see if I can get it, there's cutouts up here, there and there. And if you look at your panel, it's set up with tabs in the front and clips in the back. So if you just slide the front in first, again this is much easier with 2 hands, then see that it's already sliding up. I'm going to put it down and do it with 2 hands. But that's the idea, is you slide the front end first, and then your clip should pop right in. Don't force it. The way it works is those 2 clips that I showed you, they actually line up down here, and there's a tab in this area, and then I showed you those 2 front tabs. So I kind of like rocked it in here, and finally got this one to line up, and then that allowed me to push the bottom 2 tabs in. And so there I got my door panel all back together again, and my window works. And so it actually pulls up a little higher. So if I wanted to, it's okay, I'm not going to mess with that. But that's how you put your door panel in. If you're to take it off, you should really do it in the reverse. And I actually recommend, I always start here, but I really recommend you start at your speaker, because if you forget, that's pretty dusty, if you forget that you got to take those 3 speakers, that's how a lot of people bust their deals out. They can usually figure out this by looking at it and this, and they usually go online, figure out how to get the door handle off, and then they start yanking on it, not realizing that there's 3 screws holding the speakers in the panel to the wall there. And so anyhow, so that's how you put it on. And again, reverse for taking it off.